the tracks are crazy active today. Now it's going to be a good day here for rail fanners just here in the Effingham, Illinois area alone, because already 1 or 2 trains went through on the CSX St. Louis subdivision, which runs through Effingham, Illinois, USA, for those of you guys who are watching from Australia. Then over on the next track, which runs from north to south, the Canadian National Chicago, Illinois, USA subdivision. There's already been a few trains go through already. My brother just sent me a video on that one, which I'll post that later. But I have to edit the video and vice versa. Then, while this is going on here, there's also a train waiting to go through on this track, the Canadian National Newton, Illinois subdivision here in the United States of America. Good morning, Mars. And way down there, if I can zoom up, apparently you can't zoom up anymore, but way down yonder there is a train waiting to go through. Now, another thing that I wanted to point out, if you can see the condition of this track, this is on the 4th Street crossing here in Effingham, Illinois, USA USA. This is the Newton, Illinois subdivision. Now, I want you to look at the condition of the track for a moment here. There was a pothole over on the southbound lanes on either side of the railroad tracks. Now, with that said, I've had to call it in twice, and they finally got something done about it. But that's not all. Look even closely at the center part of the track here, where the area where the cars go across is starting to sink into the ground. They need to raise this. They need to raise the track. And if you see at the very tail end over there, just on the other side, on the north side of the track, where that part's starting to boat up a little bit, is a lot of because of the weight of the trains and cars going through, mainly the weight of the trains. And as you'll notice, right there in the middle where cars are going over right now, you'll see that the rail right there is basically exposed. So when you're going across the track, you're not going across that grate. You're actually hitting that rail on the southbound lane. Now, if you guys have not seen my last train video that I did, if you have not seen my last train video where somebody lost their tire going over this track in the northbound lane, you might want to check it out. But off camera, I did do the woman a favor. I told her to bring the truck back up here, stop right over there where the tire was placed at by another driver of Effingham, and they put it right there in the grass so nobody would hit it. Now, at the end of that train video, when you watch that train video, you'll see that tire come out from underneath the truck, bounce up, hit the bottom of the rear bumper, and then roll across the street and graze another vehicle in the southbound lane. Now, nobody understands or really cares if their cars get tore up when it comes to these railroad companies. They think, oh yeah, you cross the tracks, you're going to cross and pay for your own damages. Which is theoretically what they're thinking. But one day they'll get caught. Now, if you look right here, they haven't really bothered to replace. It's still the original wood grate that has been here for ages. And they have not replaced that, but that's new. Been there for a few years. But this is one of the very few crossings here in Effingham that does not have gates. Now, and I think they didn't put gates here because this is a low traveled road, so they don't really notice or anything about feeling the need to add gates here, which personally I think they should, because even when the train's coming, those lights are on. The train may be a little bit ways away, but yet they still think they're safe, and by the time they cross that track, the train is right about in that area right there. So you can imagine if the train would be traveling at a high rate of speed, it could easily take the vehicle out. So really, even rail fanning could be dangerous because you just never know when a train could derail, see? Now, we're going to come over here for a moment. You'll see where the potholes are starting to form? Right here on this side of the track. Now, like I have said, I have called Canadian National. It looks like they need to just redo the whole entire track. You can see right there where it's starting to sink down into the ground. And if that were, you see that? How loose those are? Watch this. See, even if a train could have hit that and make those move up, it would take the train out. That's the biggest fear. Because you'll notice these are held on by bolts. Those can easily come loose from vibrations of cars, trains going across, and what have you. So that's something we need to be well aware of. And always cross the track with ease, because these tracks are quite rough here in Effingham. They are poorly maintained. So I mean, it's ridiculous. Then over on the Banker Street crossing, still part of the Newton, Illinois subdivision, that crossing down there is in better shape than this one is, because they really haven't bothered to really fix it. Because, like I said, this is not a high traveled road. It does not see a lot of traffic. A few cars here and there, but still, even if there is a track on the side roads, they should be well maintained, just like a highly traveled area. Because over time, either way you look at it, that crossing is still going to need attention. So, like I said, and with that said, you need to take that into consideration. And I encourage you, everybody that's still watching this video, if you see lights not working, or you hear a bell ain't working, or tracks being in bad shape like this one is here, I highly encourage you to call the railroad company and let them know. And I'd say, I don't know, 3 or 4 months ago, a family member of mine had heard a vehicle hit the track and blow a tire, and also break a spindle as well, if I remember right. So you can only imagine. So, with that said, keep that in mind. Thanks for watching, and before I go, I just want to remind each and every one of you guys that Jesus loves you. Have a wonderful day, everybody.